Out of these 4 werewolves, who do you want as your fiancé? Coraline, all 4 candidates are right here. Today, you have to choose your fiancé.
Didn't I already die? It's my coming of age day, the day I chose a fiancé. I was the only heir to the wealthiest family in the West. Because I had to inherit the family business, Grandpa carefully chose 4 adopted boys from an orphan house when I was 10 and brought them into the family. One of them would eventually become my marriage partner.
Coraline, these are your 4 older brothers. When you grow up, whichever one you marry will help you run the Wenson family and inherit its billion-dollar empire.
In my last life, on my coming-of-age day, Grandpa asked who I wanted to marry. I chose Iman, the man I'd had a crush on for years. Grandpa, this time, I won't marry anyone but Iman. Not long after the wedding, Iman supposedly died in an accident. I stayed single for the rest of my life because of him, until I accidentally found him living in the countryside with my maid, Maeve, raising a whole family. That was when I realized he had never died at all.
Eamon, you faked your death for years. All for Maeve?
I never loved you. I only became your fiancé because the family oath forced me to. The only woman I love is Maeve!
And stealing millions from my family? Was that forced too? Then a fire cut our fight short.
There's another life, don't choose me. I only want to be with Maeve.
She was once the only alpha heir of the strongest werewolf family in the West, but a fake love burned her whole life to ash.
In my last life, Amon would rather die than be with me, and I wasted years loving him. What a joke.
Coraline, Grandpa knows you like Amon, then he'll be your fiancé.
No, Grandpa, I'm not choosing Amon. I choose him. I choose Edward.
Edward? Out of all 4 boys, he's the only one who never takes anything seriously. A reckless playboy, the least reliable one. Coraline, why would you suddenly want to marry him? The 4 candidates are here.
Grandpa, you all think Edward is the least reliable. I think he'll do something big one day. My last life, after my wedding, Edward left the West, built the country's biggest tech company from scratch, became the richest man alive, and shocked the world. Grandpa, I graduate next month and take over the family. Right now, I need a capable partner more than a man I like.
Coraline, think carefully. Once you write a name on the engagement contract,
I will never regret it.
good. Whatever Coraline decides, Grandpa will respect it and back you up.
Grandpa, I have one more request, to keep my choice secret for now. At the engagement party in 7 days, I want to announce my fiancé myself.
Grandpa promises.
Miss, who did you pick as your fiancé?
Do we even need to guess? Since we were kids, she's only ever had eyes for Iman. Of course her fiancé is Iman.
Exactly. Coraline, Iman, at your engagement party, I'm definitely having an extra drink.
Coraline, I'm already in love with someone else. Please let me go and transit someone else.
In my last life, he never rejected me in public. Did he get reborn too? You got a second life, and you're already this desperate to be with Maeve? Eamon, the Windsor family raised you for years. Do you think you can just walk away from being my fiancé whenever you feel like it?
I'm in love with someone else. I don't care if the Winsters hate me for it.
What makes you so sure I chose you?
Then let us go. Let me be with the woman I love.
Last life, I suffered over you for decades. This time, you can suffer over me for a few days. My engagement party is in 7 days. All of you will be there. I'll announce my fiancé myself.
Minas, I'm so sorry. Eamon didn't mean to reject you in front of everyone because of me. Eamon, apologize to her. You don't have to fend the Dudder Windsor family.
Corian, this has nothing to do with Mavie. I'm the one who insists on marry her. If you want to punish someone, punish me. Don't take it out on Mavie.
Take it out on her? Did I insult her? Did I hit her? Besides, she stole my man. She's not walking away without paying a price. Eamon, since you're so principled and want to run away with her, pay back every baller the Winston family spent raising you. Otherwise, we'll settle it in court.
Corian, is money the only way you know how to pressure people? If you keep making this hard for us, then forget about marrying me.
Miss, please don't blame Eamon. Your family adopted him. He doesn't have that kind of money. This is all my fault. Take it out on me.
Thank you.
Don't thank me. Next time, open your eyes. Your taste in men is bad enough. Don't make your sense of direction just as bad. Coraline, don't push it. I'll marry you in 7 days. Once you get what you want and marry me, stop bullying Maiev.
Eamon, are you really that sure I'd choose you again this time?
Since you've already chosen a fiancé, there's nothing left for us here. Let's go.
Edward, wait! My engagement party is in a week. You have to come, okay?
I'm not the fiancé. Why would I be there?
If you don't show, Miss will be missing one witness. Don't worry. Even if I don't come, I'll send a big gift and wish you a happy marriage.
Just idiot. He's the fiancé. Congratulating me? Throw all of this out. Throw them out? Miss, these are all Eamon's things. You always treated them like treasures. That was then. Now, all of this is just trash to me. Leah, where is my silver harp? Miss, did you forget? Eamon said Mayo wanted to play the silver harp, so he took it for her. You even agreed to it. That harp is the only thing my mother left me. It's my most precious possession. Maeve has no right to touch it. Leah, throw these out. I'm going to get my harp back. Miss has always done whatever Eamon said. Why is she suddenly standing up for herself? Eamon, in 7 days, you'll be Mrs. Husband. I'm scared I'll lose you forever.
Maeve, even if I marry Corianda, you're the only one in my heart. Don't worry. I've already found a way for us to run away together.
A way to run away? You mean faking your death to fool me?
Maeve, ever since I saw you play the silver harp at the welcome party, I fell for you. From that moment on, I knew you were the only woman I'd ever marry.
The silver harp? Maeve doesn't even know how to play it. I was the one who played at that welcome party. Maeve, put my silver harp away for me. I'm going to the classroom. I'll be back soon. Yes, miss. Miss plays so beautifully. I wish I could play the silver harp.
Were you the one playing the silver harp just now?
Yes, that was me.
That was the most beautiful harp piece I've ever heard. Would you give me a chance to get to know you? Ever since I heard you play that day, I haven't been able to get you out of my head. This time, you're the only woman I'll ever marry.
So you only fell for her because you mistook her for me. Eamon, in my last life, you gave up everything for Maiev. In the end, you couldn't even recognize the woman who truly made your heart move.
Miss?
What are you doing here? I already promised I'd marry you in 7 days. Are you still here to make trouble for Maeve?
Did you give my silver harp to Maiev? Who gave you permission to touch my things? Give it back.
How much can that harp even be worth? What's wrong with letting Mayev use it for a few days? You don't even know how to play. Why are you so desperate to get it back?
Eamon, don't fight with me cause miss of me. I believe you own the harp anymore. I'll go get it and return it to her.
You're not feeling well. Sit here and rest. It's just a harp, who cares? I'll get it for her.
Miss, have some tea. Coraline, aren't you allergic to silver nettle? Let's see how you handle this.
Monica, come to mommy. Miss, look, this is the dog Eamon and I raised together. Isn't she cute?
Mayor, you know I'm allergic to silver nettle. Get her away from me. Miss, Monica really likes you. She's just playing with you.
My medicine! My medicine!
Look at you, the great Windsor heiress crawling on the floor like a dog.
Mayev, give me my medicine. Otherwise, I'll tell Eamon you lied about the harp.
So you know? So what? Do you think Eamon would believe you now? Want your medicine? Then be smart. In 7 days, don't choose Eamon, and maybe I'll let you have it.
Give it back! Miss, don't push me!
Maeve! Maeve! Coraline, I can't believe you're this cruel. I already agreed to marry you, and you still won't leave Maeve alone? If anything happens to her, you'll answer to me.
Eamon, you did all this to me for Maeve. When you realize you had the wrong woman all along,
You're going to look so pathetic.
Thank God you're awake.
why am I here?
Edward brought you here. He left this asthma medication for you. Take some now. I'll get the doctor.
Custom made? Mine was crushed by Eamon. Why would Edward have it?
Eamon, let go of me! What are you doing? Eamon, what the hell do you want?
Maeve is bleeding badly around her heart. She's in critical condition. She fell because of you. Your blood matches hers, so take responsibility. Do whatever it takes. She needs blood now. Just make sure Maeve survives.
If you insist on doing this, you will regret it.
As long as Maeve is safe, I'll never regret it.
Sir, this is already enough.
Just to be safe, take more.
Miss, what happened? I heard Eamon forced them to take 1,000 cc of your blood for that maid, Mayev. You've been so good to him and this is how he treats you? Edward is better than him. He may look unreliable, but every time you're in danger, he shows up to help you.
Stop crying. I'm crying because you deserve better. For years, you bought him houses and cars, helped him build his career, and everyone knew how much you did for him. He never appreciated it. Now he doesn't even care whether you live or die. You're supposed to marry him in 7 days. If Eamon still acts like this after the wedding, what will you do?
Who said he'll be my fiancé in 7 days? I never chose him.
Mr. Eamon, taking Ms. Windleton's blood wasn't enough? You still have the nerve to come here?
I'm here to apologize to your lady.
Coraline, Maeve's transfusion failed. She needs a heart transplant, and the hospital doesn't have a compatible donor. I remember you have a spare artificial heart. Coran, can you give it to her?
Eamon, Miss Welser has a congenital heart condition. Don't you know that? That artificial heart was developed by her father before he died. He spent every resource he had and 10 years creating it. It's the only one in the world. If you give it to Mayev, what happens to Miss Welser?
Coraline is fine right now, isn't she? Maver is the one in danger. She needs that artificial heart more. I'll find a way to replace it. I swear.
Find one? What makes you think you have that kind of power? In my last life, I dressed to please Iman. I only wore dresses, never wore makeup, and made myself look like a perfect good girl, just so he'd look at me one more time. This life, I'm going to live for myself.
Maeve, your heart transplant is in 2 days. You should be resting at the hospital.
I wanted to see you in your groom suit myself.
Am I seeing things? How did I never notice Coraline was this beautiful?
With this look, she's like a totally different person. I'm almost regretting that I can't marry her.
Edward isn't here?
Who knows where he ran off to? He's always disappearing. Who cares? It's not like he's the groom tomorrow. Exactly. The rest of us are just extras. As long as our groom Eamon is here, that's enough.
This is the groom's engagement suit. Please engrave the letter E on the cuff cups.
I don't like letters on cuff cups. Change it.
Don't listen to him.
Do it exactly as I said.
You and Eamon must be so in love. Is the E for Eamon?
No, it's for Edward.
Coraline, once you get hurt today, you won't be able to marry Eamon.
Watch out!
Are you okay?
I'm okay. It's just my ankle.
Eamon, my heart hurts.
Did the chandeliers scare you and trigger your heart condition? I'll take you to the hospital. Looks like your taste in fiancés is pretty bad.
Who said he's my fiancé?
Wedding gift.
Leah, put this in storage.
Isn't this cold marrow York? It's supposed to work wonders for asthma. A piece like this forms only once a century. Why would Miss put something this important in storage?
What, you don't like it? I happened to find it at an auction. If you don't like it, just throw it away.
Every time he said he just happened found, and I actually believed him. Holai, I cerned it whenever he gave what took serious effort, and every he hadn't Eve. I love it. But the engagement party is tomorrow. Why give it to me now?
I'm busy tomorrow, I'm not going.
No, you have to come.
What? You want me to watch you marry Eamon tomorrow? If you're not afraid I'll steal the bride, I'll come.
If you dare to steal me, I'll go with you.
At all the Leo, I'll let's be there.
I heard Miss still hasn't announced her fiancé, but it's definitely Eamon.
Of course. Miss has been obsessed with Eamon for years. Everyone in the West knows it.
Ian, congratulations. Today is your big day. Try to look happy. Once Miss announces that you're the fiancé, you'll be set to inherit the Wenster family's billion-dollar fortune. You'll be on top of the world.
Marrying a woman I don't love means nothing, no matter how much money is involved. In my heart, there's only Maeve. Chairman Rowan of the Windsor family and Miss Corianne Windsor have arrived.
Thank you all for coming to my engagement party. I will choose one man from these four to be my fiancé and inherit the Winston's billion-dollar empire with me.
Once you're part of the Windsor family, your family. Bring in the engagement gifts I've prepared for my granddaughter's future husband, and let everyone here witness it.
$1 billion in cash, 10 private islands, 20 luxury yachts, and on top of that, 20% of the Winston family shared.
I can't believe she's spending this much just to marry me.
Eamon, I had no idea the Windsor family prepared this many gifts for you.
Bring in the engagement contract.
Coraline, it's just an engagement party. Stop dragging this out and acting mysterious. Announce it already. Don't waste everyone's time.
Don't tell me you really didn't choose Eamon? No way, impossible. Not unless the sun rises in the west.
Enough! Who my Corian chose is not for you to gossip about. Open the contract and you'll know.
Please project the contract onto the big screen. Let everyone see clearly who truly deserves to be my fiancé. What happened?
I'm sorry, miss. I must have accidentally spilled red wine on it earlier.
It's all right, Corian. Since the contract is damaged, announce it yourself.
I'm sure everyone here knows I loved Eamon for years. I gave, I sacrificed, and then I realized my heart was wasted on the wrong person. Starting today, I, Coraline, will never be that blind again. Today, my fiancé is not Eamon, not Orion, and not Lucian. It's the man who has fought with me since childhood, yet always shows up first when I'm in danger. The only man I'm marrying is Edward.
How is that possible? How could it be Edward? Aren't they sworn enemies?
Oh, I get it. Eamon brought his little girlfriend today, so Coraline felt embarrassed and had to use Edward as a shield. Exactly. Once this party ends, Coraline will be crying and begging Eamon to marry her again.
Eamon, I knew Miss was still going to choose you. She didn't kind enough to let us a visits.
I knew it. She would never let me go that easily.
Grandpa, see, they didn't believe me. Why don't you announce it yourself?
Of course, sweetheart. Everyone, the Wenson family's grandson-in-law today is Edward. From now on, he will run the Wenson family alongside Coraline.
Orion, am I drunk or did I just hear the old man say Karenla is marrying Edward?
Either we're drunk or Karenla's lost her mind.
That Playboy racer just hit the jackpot. His werewolf aura is so weak and now he's suddenly made it to the top.
You heard me right. I, Karen, choose Edward as my fiancé.
Coraline, you clearly chose me. Don't say something no one believes just because you're angry.
Exactly. Coraline has loved Eamon for years and followed him around no matter what. How could she suddenly marry Edward?
If you ask me, Grandpa is probably just playing along with Coraline. Everyone knows he spoils her. Whatever she says, he'd go along with it.
It's fine. Coraline must be using Edward to provoke me. For all these years, all I had to do was frown and she'd bring every resource and favor straight to me.
You don't believe it? I do. Coraline, your taste suddenly got better.
Turns out my vision's fine now. I know exactly who's worth keeping.
That was brutal.
Eamon, do you remember this? It's the contract you signed when the Winsender family adopted you.
Why are you bringing that out? Are you going to use the Windsor adoption contract to guilt trap me again?
No, I'm not that stupid anymore. When the Windsor family adopted you, there were 2 conditions. 1, stay loyal to Coraline forever. 2, marry no one but Coraline. You failed both. Weren't you always begging me to let you run away with Maiev? Today, I'll give you exactly what you want.
Whoa. Looks like Coraline's serious.
Looks like Miss is really kicking him out of the Windsor family.
Oh my god. Corian really tore up the contract. Once it's destroyed, Eamon has no connection to the Windsor family anymore.
Is Corian actually serious this time? Corian, are you insane? I already agreed to marry you. Did you have to tear up the contract in public? What is wrong with you?
I'm simply letting you and Maeve be together. Shouldn't you be happy? What, are you unwilling to give up the title of the man marrying into the Windsors?
I just don't want you playing another trick. The moment I take this seriously, you'll change your mind.
Eamon, the thing you can't let go of is the Windsor family's power after all. Don't worry. The only man I'll marry this time is Edward.
Werewolves are extremely sensitive to vows like this life. This doesn't look like she's faking it.
Exactly. Especially under Winsoner lights. Short there, almost Hapaline, yeah.
Everyone in the West knows Edward is a reckless playboy. You're willing to marry a guy like him just to get back at me? Coraline, you're really going all in.
If Coraline is willing to marry a playboy like me, doesn't that mean you're not even as good as this playboy?
You! I'm asking you one last time. Are you sure you want to marry him?
I'm sure.
Fine. Great. I hope you don't regret this later.
Eamon, you're the one who's going to regret it.
Eamon, what's wrong? Mrs. is letting us together. Why aren't you happy? Thank her.
Coraline, remember everything you said today? Don't come crawling back later and force me to marry you.
Eamon, don't worry. From now on, I won't let my fiancé think about any man but me. As for you, remember what you said today. Don't come anywhere near my fiancé again. Grandpa, I know I'm not the choice in your eyes, but I promise I'll spend the rest of my life proving Carillon made the right choice today. Good. Edward, from now on, I'm entrusting Corian to you. Fiancé, let's go.
Okay.
All right. The act can stop now. I know you picked me just to get back at Eamon. I'll keep it quiet for you. Your taste in men has always been terrible, but this time don't go back to someone like Eamon.
That's why I got smarter this time and chose a better man. You.
Are you serious?
Of course.
Why me?
You're handsome and capable. Is that not enough? Why are you looking at me like that? Don't tell me you don't want to marry me? Fine, since you don't want to marry me, I'll go ask Lucien or Orion.
Coraline. You chose me, Coraline. I'm not letting you take that back. Coraline, I'm asking one last time. Are you sure you want to get legally married to me?
Edward, since the party ended last night, you've asked me this 1,000,000 times.
Actually, this is only the 108th time.
I've worked here for years, and I've never seen a couple this glued together. Young man, she came all the way here with you. Where is she going to run?
Ordinary people wouldn't understand. To me, getting legally married isn't just a human legal marriage. It's proof that I can finally stand beside Coraline openly.
Edward, we're about to get married. Can we have a little trust between husband and wife?
I'll hold this for you. From now on, you won't get another chance to regret it.
I've been meaning to talk to you. I won't regret it. Marrying Eamon in my last life was the real regret. I'll go back and pack first. I have a lot to move into our place. See you at the new house later.
Okay, I'll wait for you. Congratulations on your marriage, young master. Sir and Madam saw the news and have already prepared a family dinner for you. When would you like to bring Lady Coraline back to King City?
Give it a little more time. Young master, you were missing for 20 years. 5 years ago, Sir and Madam finally found you.
But for Coraline, you hid your identity as a Wall Street hare. You'd rather stay in the West as a race car driver than return to the Beau Manny and inherit the business. I'm afraid if you still don't go back, the old madam will truly be fury. His Dring identity is not only the ear of a top Dermigrol dynasty, but also the most powerful night wolf financial tycoon, controlling Wall Street's undergowd signing Daltwar and the high-ranting Wolf Alliance. I don't want Corinne to know yet. Not now. I don't want our marriage to start with another secret. When she truly accepts me, I'll take her home.
I'm afraid if you still don't go back, Sir will truly be furious.
Nya nya, little sissy! Little sissy with a handkerchief! Give me back my handkerchief!
Back then, I had just been sent to the West, and my werewolf aura wasn't stable yet. I deliberately suppressed my high-ranking shedlead, and didn't gan reveal my identity, so I could journeylet them and mock me.
None of them like me. They all hate me.
Here, you can have my handkerchief. From now on, I'm your family. If they ever bully you again, tell me. I'll protect you.
That was the first time I felt like this lost little wolf finally had a moon he was allowed to approach. When she truly accepts me, I'll take her home.
Look at the trending topics. Corioline announced she's marrying Edward in half a week.
Also, Corioline said she believes that with Edward's help, the Winsen family will enter a whole new phase of growth.
Corioline isn't really going to marry Edward, is she?
In my last life, Corian loved me so much she stayed widowed for life. How could she actually be willing to marry Edward? She's only doing this because my attention has been on Maeve lately. She's trying to make me jealous. Besides, Edward is a useless nobody. Hand the Windsor family to him? He wouldn't last 3 months.
Exactly. That guy only knows how to look cool and race cars. He doesn't even have a real job. And she expects him to manage Winsen?
Right? Not like Eamon, the finance genius Wall Street is fighting over. I bet in less than 3 days, Coralie will come crying and beg you to go back.
That bitch Coraline really knows how to play hard to get. Now Eamon suddenly can't stop thinking about her. No, I need to get engaged to Eamon as soon as possible and make Coriala give up for good.
Well, look, your little sweetheart is here. All right, we're leaving. We won't interrupt your private time.
Eamon, now no one can keep us apart. Let's get engaged, okay? I'm afraid Miss will wear later and start climbing to you again. Eamon.
Keeping you by my side.
Eamon, your eyes must be tired. Drink some water. Eamon, what's wrong?
Coraline?
Yes, it's me.
Eamon, once this is done, you won't be able to push her away so easily this time. I'm going to bind myself to you for good.
Wasn't it Corla?
Maeve, how did we...
Eamon, you were drunk last night. You kept holding on to me, and we... Eamon, I wanted to save my first time for our wedding night, but last night... Eamon, you'll take responsibility and marry me, right?
Maeve, don't worry. I'll take responsibility. In a few days, we'll get engaged.
Okay.
There's an auction in the West tomorrow night. Pick whatever diamond ring you want.
Eamon, you're so good to me. You make me feel like I chose the right man.
The only man I'll marry this time is Edward. This pair of silver harps is called Moonbound and Eternal Oath. They were handmade by your parents as tokens of their love. Eternal Oath is here, but after Madam passed away, Moonbound was lost. Moonbound will show up at tomorrow night's auction. But that opinedly Joel was obsessed on Emion, and was I was with a pie, twine about mine.
100 million.
Sold! Congratulations, sir!
This time, I will not let Mom and Dad's silver harp fall into anyone else's hands.
Wait, that dress?
What? Does it look bad?
I was just thinking how many people are about to envy me for having such a gorgeous date.
You...
Eamon? Does it look good?
Coraline? What are you doing here?
Mr. Eamon can bring his little girlfriend to an auction, but we newlyweds can't come have a look?
Miss Coriana, don't tell me you knew we'd be here and brought Edward just to make Eamon jealous.
Too bad. Eamon only has eyes for me. Why would he be jealous over someone who doesn't matter? Right, Eamon?
You're overthinking it, Mayev.
Maeve, don't worry. I'll bid on the ring you love and propose to you with
it. Then when you two get engaged, remember to send us an invite. I'll bring a generous gift and come congratulate you in person. The air's bad here. Smells like trash. Let's go inside.
Welcome everyone to the Western auction. Our first item tonight is the Heart of Rose Pink Diamond. It once belonged to a British queen. The opening bid is 8 million.
10 million.
30 million.
Edward, I'm bidding on this for my girlfriend. Why are you jumping in?
Funny. I need a ring for my fiancé too. You're just a race car driver. Where would you get that kind of money? Don't act rich just to save face. In the end, you'll still be spending Corana's money.
Miss Coraline, if you want this ring too, I can let you have it. But why make Edward fight for you? He's just an orphan raised on the Winston family's charity. Where would he get that much money?
You don't have to bid this high just to get back at him for me. Besides, you don't have that much money.
Don't worry. I have money. Eamon, still want to play?
40 million. 100 million.
Edward, that's 100 million!
Coraline, spending 100 million just to steal my engagement ring because you're mad at me? Impressive.
Eamon, I saw it first.
It's okay, Maeve. I'll get you something even better later. Edward is bidding way too casually. A broke racer raised by the Winzos is really acting rich now?
100 million going once. 100 million going twice. Sold. Fine. He's the man I chose, so I guess I have to spoil him no matter how expensive he gets.
Relax. It's not your money. This ring suits you. Take it.
Ladies and gentlemen, next up is the most special item of the night, the dark elderwood silver harp, moonbound. After the sudden passing of the Windsor family head and his wife, it was lost 3 years ago. Tonight, it returns to the world.
Mom, what are these shiny stones?
These are 24 great emerald moonstones. Every single one is priceless. Corian, promise me you'll always take good care of it. This treasure, carrying a lifetime of loyal love, starts at 30 million.
50 million.
Eamon, you always say you love hearing me play the silver harp. I keep thinking, if I had one of my own, I could play for you anytime.
Fine. If you like it, I'll win it for you. 60 million.
70 million.
Coraline, you don't even know how to play the silver harp. Why not let Maeve have it?
Let her have it? Eamon, haven't I given her enough over the years?
80 million. Put me in for an unlimited bid.
Are you crazy? This isn't a small amount. Where are you getting that kind of money?
Edward, With your pathetic status, even your race car was paid for by the Winston family. Now you're pretending you can make an unlimited bid like some billionaire?
And you, Corian, just to get back at me, you're really falling for a shallow guy like him? Your taste is getting worse by the second.
Eamon, Miss Coriana has always been generous. Maybe she just likes covering Edward's financial holes. That's right. I can pay for my man. Can you? And seeing certain people lose their minds over it makes every dollar worth it.
My wife doesn't need to pay today. I just don't like other people reaching for what's yours.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, every item tonight can be taken home immediately, except this silver hearse. According to the consignor's will, the winning bidder must perform a piece on site to prove they are worthy of this one-of-a-kind harp before taking it away.
Perform on site?
Madame Wenzen was an internationally celebrated silver harp performer, and the bidder is her daughter, the Wenzen heiress. Surely she inherited her mother's talent.
Exactly. Looks like we're in for a real treat today.
The silver harp recognizes bloodline. A bad performance would only be embarrassing, but a great one can awaken the Windsor wolf spirit.
How could Coraline possibly know how to play the silver herf?
No. If that bitch gets romp-storsed and plays, Eamon will find out I pretended to be Coraline at the welcome party.
Now please welcome our winning bidder, Miss Coraline Windsor, to the stage. Wait, Miss Coraline doesn't even know how to play the silver hearse. What gives her the right to take Moonbound? I've known Miss Coriana for more than 10 years, and I've never seen her play a single silver harp piece. The truth is, she doesn't even know the basic fingering. Miss Coriana, I know you've been upset because Eamon loves me. Anything Eamon gives me, you always try to take away. But at this auction, you've already taken the engagement ring. Please, leave Madame Wenson's silver harp to someone who can actually play it.
I knew it. There's no way Karan can play the silver hearse.
Madame Wenson was incredible on the silver harp back then. Who knew her own daughter would be tone deaf, right? It's one thing if she can't play, but using power to bully people like this? How is she worthy of being Madame Wenson's daughter?
Coraline, stop making a scene. If you can't play, stop fighting Maeve over this harp. Get down here.
Eamon, how do you know I can't play the silver hearts? Have you ever truly known me at all? But I know what I like, you never cared about any of it. So who are you to tell me to give the silver harp to Maeve? Say whatever you want. Today, I will finish this piece and take this harp home.
Maeve, don't listen to her. This silver harp belongs to you. Go play it. I'll handle the rest.
I'm the one who made the unlimited bid. That means this auction answers to me now. Did I say she could get stage?
Coraline, haven't you always wanted to find your mother's keepsake? Then prove this silver herp is yours.
Coraline, do you really know how to play the silver harp?
No. If Eamon finds out Coraline can play the silver harp, then he'll know I pretended to be her. Eamon, my heart suddenly hurts so much. Is it happening again?
I'll take you to the hospital.
Edward, I learned a new piece today. Listen for me.
Okay, I'm listening.
Ugh, I messed it up again. Mom plays so beautifully. Why can't I get it right?
Dummy, who told you to practice the whole piece at once? Start with the first bar. I'll do it with you.
After all these years, your silver harp skills have only gotten better.
Of course. With such a strict practice partner in the audience, I wouldn't dare mess up. Otherwise, you'd flick my orehead again.
Heir, as you ordered, everything you won at the auction has been delivered to the Winster family.
Heir? Heir? Looks like I guessed right. He's not just some race car driver. He has the era of a high-ranking wolf clan, too.
You must have the wrong person. Staff these days are so unprofessional. I buy a few little things and suddenly I'm an heir? I'm dead. I messed up because I panicked. I'm getting punished when I go back. Yes, wrong person. I'll leave right now.
Right. If you're an heir, then that would make me the lady of the house, wouldn't it?
Works for me, Ms. Winson. Let's go home.
Okay.
Maeve, we didn't win that ring at the auction, so I had them source the most beautiful diamond rings in the West and bring them all here. Take your pick. Which one do you like?
Eamon, you're so good to me. Eamon, I like this one.
This one. Run the card.
Eamon. This card shows it's been frozen.
Impossible. These are all supplementary cards Cora gave me. She can't be out of money. Try these.
I'm very sorry, Eamon. All accounts under your name show frozen.
What's going on?
What does this mean? That woman actually cut off my cards? Was she serious this time?
What's going on?
Leah, cancel every supplemental card I've given Eamon over the years.
Miss, why so suddenly?
He used my money to look generous, buying Maeve an engagement ring and pretending to be rich at the auction. I gave him way too much face. Since he loves spoiling Maeve so much, let him earn his own money to do it.
Yes, miss. I'll handle it right away.
What happened, Eamon?
Corian froze all my cards. She's probably jealous after the auction and throwing a tantrum. She thinks this will make me come back to her? Naive.
Does Corian think the Windsor family is the only rich family in the world?
Eamon, have you heard of the Wall Street heir? That's real old money.
The Wall Street heir?
The Wall Street heir is a very mysterious figure in North America's wolf finance world. People only know he's backed by a top Northern Wolf Clan consortium. The money and connections he can move are far beyond any Western family. In a family like that, even an ordinary subordinate is wealthier than the Windsor family. It just so happens I know one of that heir's trusted men.
I'll introduce you. As long as we get connected to that network and start making money, Coraline will never be able to use money to force us apart again.
Bet you didn't see that coming, Coraline. I have connections too. No one can stop me from marrying Eamon. Eamon, this is William, the heir's trusted subordinate I told you about yesterday.
Mr. William, nice to meet you. Please, have a seat. Eamon, you're quite impressive. I've heard you're a finance genius Wall Street was fighting over before you even graduated. Thank. Mr. William, you're too kind. I heard you've been having some cash flow trouble lately. I'm willing to help. But don't do losing deals. We'll need to sign a performance-based agreement. 1 year from now, Eamon must repay the principal with interest, totaling 3 times the funds. 3 times? $3 times? That number is way too high. But if I use this money to make the engagement ceremony look impressive, everyone will finally realize that I, Eamon, am not some useless kept man. That number is way too high. But if I use this money to make the engagement ceremony look impressive, everyone will finally realize that I, Eamon, am not some useless kept man.
Eamon, I just want a proper engagement ceremony. And with your talent, you'll definitely earn the money back.
Fine, I'll sign. Take care, William.
Maeve, thank you. In 3 days, we'll hold our engagement ceremony.
Okay.
As long as the engagement ceremony is big enough, Corinne won't be able to change her mind in time.
Everyone is invited to Eamon and my engagement ceremony in 3 days.
If you don't want to see it, block her.
Why would I block her? Not only am I not blocking her, I'm going. I even prepared a big gift for the two of them, and I'm delivering it Kinser. Now, all that's left is waiting for the prey to walk into the trap.
Don't tell me you still can't get over that Eamon. Are you planning to crash the engagement?
Edward, what goes on in that head of yours all day? We just got married. What wedding am I supposed to crash?
Then you'd better remember at all times that you're already a married woman.
What's gotten into him lately? Why is he so on edge? Oh, he's jealous.
Thank you all for joining us on this wonderful night.
Egan really loves Maid. He is going up against the whole Windsor family and still wants to marry her, and he is throwing her this massive engagement party. Look at this setup. When was the last time the West saw something like this?
Coraline is famous around the West for being spoiled and impossible. Maeve is gentle and sweet. If I were Eamon, I would pick Maeve too. Whoever marries that Windsor heiress is asking for trouble.
Congrats, Eamon. You finally got away from Corina, escaped that nightmare, and got the girl.
Think about it. The silver heart beauty you fell for at the freshman welcome party came all the way back to you after all these years. That is fate. Eamon, you lucky bastard.
So what if you are the Windsor heiress, Coralina? I still stole your man. After tonight, everyone will know who the real winner is. Soon, I will be Mrs. Eamon for real.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Eamon and Maeve's engagement party. Now, let us give our biggest round of applause to tonight's couple.
The moon has called, and her children have answered.
Look, it is Coraline. She's still hung up on Eamon and here to cause us.
Eamon and Maeve are about to get engaged. How does she even have the nerve to show up?
Keep your voice down unless you want to die. Coraline is the top alpha of the Windsor family. Her pressure alone could make you wish you were dead.
What are you doing here?
Raised for 10 years. The other is a maid the Windsor family raised for 10 years. With an engagement party this entertaining.
And so it begins.
How could I, the lady of the Windsor family, possibly miss it? Miss, I know you still cannot let go of Eamon, and I know this hurts. But Eamon and I are about to get engaged. Please stop making this hard for us.
Coraline, if you have any shame left, leave now.
Leave? What makes you think you can tell me to leave?
You. What exactly are you here for today?
Relax. I promised I would let you and Maeve be together. I am not going back on my word. I came here today to ask you a few questions.
What do you want to ask?
Eamon, from the day you stepped into the Windsor family, I did everything I could to be good to you. If you wanted it and I could give it, I gave it everything I had. But all these years, you never felt a single thing for me. Then one day, out of nowhere, you fell in love with my maid. I am honestly curious. What exactly about her pulled you in?
What the hell is this bitch trying to do? Miss, you cannot force someone to love you. Pressuring Eamon like this?
Did I ask you? I told him to answer.
I fell in love with her at the freshman welcome party.
Because she could play the silver harp?
Exactly. No one can stop me from marrying her now. Not even you.
A prince falls for Cinderella. How touching. Everyone, since these two were brought together by a silver harp piece, why not have Maeve play another one right now? Let us all hear what kind of heavenly music made Ian lose his mind over her and choose a maid over the Windsor heiress.
Yeah, Maeve, why not play something for us?
A silver harp performance, good enough to make Eamon fall in love at first sight and obsess over you for years. It must be absolutely incredible.
Eamon, today is our big engagement day. Maybe I should play some other time so we do not hold everything up.
Are you worried about holding things up, or can you just can't play at all?
Coraline, I know better than anyone whether Maeve can play. Stop picking on her.
Yeah, Coraline, why embarrass yourself? Eamon saw Maeve play the silver harp with his own eyes back then.
Exactly. Why else would Eamon fall for Maeve at first sight?
Are you sure the person you saw playing the silver harp that night was Maeve?
And the stars will be your guide.
I have never seen anything so beautiful.
I really did not see her face clearly that night.
Maeve, since some people refuse to admit they are wrong, why not get up there and play something? Show everyone what real talent looks like.
Eamon,
Maeve, Lucien is right. Go play for her. Then she can finally give up.
What is this? My kid sounded better after 3 months of lessons.
This made Eamon fall in love at first sight? Did he have something wrong with his ears?
The truth is, I've always been a little bit of a monster.
the intro should start with a rolling finger pattern. Off. That scraping technique is not even beginner level. Your third string is half a step flat, and your second string harmonic is completely off.
Coraline, stop pretending you know what you are talking about. You cannot even play the silver harps, so why are you lecturing people? You think throwing out a few technical terms makes you an expert?
Exactly. We grew up together. Do you think we do not know whether you can play this thing? Since when have you ever touched it? Stop acting like you know something.
I am just really nervous today. This harp feels different from the one I usually practice on. The touch is unfamiliar. Damn it. If Aegon finds out I cannot play the silver harps, it is over. He believed I was that girl because of that harp piece. If this lie gets exposed, no. I have to hold it together.
Hey, you know what? After Karina gave her those tips, it really does sound a little better.
But it is still nowhere near good. This barely counts as amateur. How did Eamon fall for her over this?
Wait, what if she was not the one who played that night at all?
If Maeve really was the silver harp girl from that night, she would not sound like this. That harp, that person. No, this is not right.
I have waited long enough for this day.
Coraline, you just got lucky and guessed a few fingerings right. Stop acting like an expert. You think memorizing a few terms is enough to fool everyone?
Exactly. If you can really play, then get up there and play something yourself. Talking is easy. Let everyone hear what you have actually got.
Yeah, Coraline, if you can really play the silver harp, then play for us. Talk is cheap. The Windsor heiress should have at least that much confidence, right?
Exactly. Let us see what the Windsor heiress can really do. If we get to hear a real silver harp performance tonight.
To be an engagement party. Yeah, I hope so.
This engagement party will actually be worth it.
Coraline, if you are so capable, go up there and play it yourself. Stop slandering Maeve. You think this will make me come crawling back and fall in love with you? Keep dreaming.
Fine. I will play. What? Scared?
Coraline, what are you trying to do? You will not be happy until you ruin my engagement party, will you?
The stillness of the evening was pierced by the sudden wail of a distant siren. And so it begins.
You know exactly how you stole your fiancé. And you know exactly why Eamon fell for you, do you not?
Eamon, you said you fell in love with Maeve at the freshman welcome party. Then listen closely. Is the piece I am about to play the same one you fell in love with that night?
What is going on? Karana can really play the silver harp? And she is this good? This is master level! Did you hear that? The piece Miss Wissinter is playing is exactly the same as the one from the freshman welcome party. That melody, that turn, I would never forget it.
So the girl that night was Coriane, not Maeve. It was Coriane from the very beginning. So the girl who played the silver harp that night was Coriane, not Maeve. It was Coriane from the very beginning.
Not Maeve.
Coraline knows the silver harp. Coraline knows every fingering. Every time Coraline gets close, the harp lights up.
So many clues, so many signs. How could I ignore all of them for so long?
So I was wrong this whole time. The girl I loved for 2 lifetimes was not Maeve. It was Coraline!
Eamon, do you like my wedding gift?
Coraline, at the freshman welcome party, the one playing the silver harp was you?
Do you not think it is a little late to ask that now?
What is happening? Eamon, the silver harp goddess you fell for at first sight is actually Karine, the woman you hate most? You mistook Maeve for Coraline and loved the wrong person for years.
You knew I had the wrong person. Why did you never tell me?
I just want to see her once.
Coraline and Edward are about to get married. Why do you need to see her?
I want to win her back.
Win her back. When I brought you into the Windsor family, you promised me with your own mouth that you would treat Colin well for the rest of your life. You are smart, and you have real talent. All these years I raised you like my own son. I truly planned to let Coraline marry you, but I never imagined that my precious granddaughter, the girl I could not bear to see hurt, suffered this much because of you! I just want to explain. I have barely been your fiancé for a few days anyway. If you really cannot let him go, I can give him the spot back.
I have barely been your fiancé for a few days anyway. If you really cannot let him go, I can give him the spot back.
Who says I cannot let him go? I blocked him to end it for good, so he stopped sending me random texts every day.
Really? Then why did you hesitate so long just to block a contact?
That long?
Yeah, you stared at the confirm block button for 10 full seconds.
I was just... Wait, Edward, are you jealous?
What are you talking about? This coffee is way too hot. I will get you a cooler one.
Your ears turn red when you lie, and you still say you are not jealous?
Your phone is ringing.
Hello?
Miss, you have an urgent document that needs your signature. I am at your front gate now.
At this hour? Okay, I will come out now. I am going out for a second. Wait here for me.
Okay.
Where is he?
How much longer?
Sir, we are almost there.
Whoever touches her dies.
Ugh, little wildcat has claws. Easy, sweetheart. This sedative is made for wolves. It keeps your claws from coming out and drains your strength. In a second, you will not be able to fight back. Then I can have my fun.
You dare? No! Let me go!
Coraline, do not go with him. Coraline, are you really going to choose Edward and throw away everything we have had all these years?
We are husband and wife. You are the outsider here.
Edward really treats Miss Corleen well. Look, he would not decorated the marital home. He has sodomite her all these gifts.
Exactly. Everyone used to say Edward was the one fiancé Miss Corleen would never choose. But honestly, Edward and Miss Corleen are clearly the best match.
Hey, stop talking. Edward is back with Miss Corleen.
Miss, you are finally back. Any later and this marital home would have turned into a flower shop. You arranged all of this yourself?
Yeah. Come with me to the bedroom. There is a surprise inside.
Why all the mystery? You even blindfolded me. Are you hiding another woman in here?
Who else would I hide when I already have you? Do not take it off yet. You will see the surprise in a second. Coraline, from now on, this is our home.
Moquet's water lentils, a walnut desk, dark green sheets, Gacus embroidered pillows. These are all things I love.
Do you like how it looks?
Edward, how did you know these are all my favorite things? And you still say you were not secretly in love with me?
We grew up bickering together. Is it so strange that I know what you like?
Yeah. In my last life, my whole heart was on Eamon. I never realized the person who truly treated me well was right beside me. Use black walnut here. Oh, and make the study bigger. Eamon likes to read. Miss, this is supposed to be your marital home too, but Eamon has not even come to look at it once. You are doing everything yourself. He is just busy. Besides, I can handle these little things myself. Why bother him? Also, put a few pots of lily of the rope by the window. I remember Eamon likes them. Maybe heaven let me live again, so I could make up for the regret from my last life. I really like the marital home you set up. Thank you. But Edward, this Ginzy Mere is not chi. Just disadjured 100,000, and you cannot have it on the market. Where did you get this much money to buy all these expensive pieces? Come to think of it, at the auction you lit the whole room up and spent a fortune. Since when do you have this kind of money?
Do not worry about that. All you need to know is your man knows how to make money.
True. In my last life, after I chose to marry Eamon, Edward went north to build his career. Within 3 years, he became the most powerful rising mogul in New York. That was when I realized he had only been pretending to be a reckless playboy to hide how sharp he really was. Okay, I trust you.
You trust me that easily now? Aren't you afraid I stole the money or robbed someone for it?
No, I trust you. You really are a blue-cock guy. When has a man Coraline chose ever been bad? Eamon does not count. I was blind. But now that we are married, I do have a few demands. I am kind of old school. From now on, all the housework has to be done by me.
Dishes? Only I wash them. Floors? Only I mop them. Laundry? Only I hang it. Got it?
Edward, if that is how it works, then I do not have to do anything at home?
Nice try. You have to be happy. You have to enjoy your life. You have to live for yourself.
If you need to handle something, go ahead.
I will take this call and come right back.
Is that not Edward? Why is he pulling at some woman like that? Eamon, is Edward cheating on Coraline behind her back?
Perfect. I finally caught you.
The family dinner is still 3 days away. I want to see my daughter-in-law now. Is that so wrong? I have been waiting forever, praying every day that you would find a good girl willing to take you. Look at all this. Van Cleef Emerald Swan earrings, a Harry Winston 40-carat sapphire ring. I brought everything. Just let me go upstairs and take one look at Coraline, okay?
Mom, I know you really want to meet her. But have you thought about this? I still have not told her I am the heir to one of North America's top financial families. As she already seeing show up, that's when I just sent your IP off. What if she cannot handle it and runs away?
Absolutely not.
I have hidden my identity for years. At the end of the day, I lied to Coraline and to Elder Winson. This needs to be explained properly in a formal setting.
True. That way, the Winson family will know the Cloughy family is serious about this marriage.
The family dinner in 3 days is the perfect time. I will reveal my identity to Elder Winston then.
Yes, son. You cannot be careless with this. Otherwise, they will think you hid your identity in the Winston family all these years because you had some ulterior motive.
Besides her, What could I possibly want?
The Winston family dinner is in 3 days. To show how seriously the Cloffy family takes this, whatever wedding gift Corinne gave you, we will return it to the Winston family tenfold.
Whatever you say.
Son, this is a 1958 Macallan. Your grandfather bought this bottle at Sotheby's when he was young for over $100 million.
Coraline and I do not drink.
You brat. Who said it was for you? It is for Elder Winston. You are marrying his only precious granddaughter. Should you not bring out something priceless in return? Take it. Mom is handling this.
Okay. I will make sure Elder Winston gets it.
I do not want much this time. If I can see you married and happy, I can finally relax.
Eamon, look. Edward is already Corylina's husband, and he is holding another woman in public in broad daylight.
Maybe we are misunderstanding what we saw.
Come on, what misunderstanding? Do you need to see them kissing before you call it cheating? Whoa, that woman is clearly in her 30s or 40s. Any older, then she could be Edward's mom. He can really stomach that?
That woman looks rich, and she has all those bodyguards behind her. It reminds me of the auction, when Edward spent over $100 million to get Corella and the Silver Harp.
Over $100 million? Edward is an adopted son of the Winston family, just like us. Where did he get that kind of money? Unless...
You think Edward is being kept by some rich older woman on the side? Edward has lost his mind. He already has Corinne, and he is still messing around outside? How broke is he? No, I have to tell Corinne right now.
Eamon, what are you doing?
Coraline is all in on Edward now. Even if you send her the photos, she will just think I am trying to drive a wedge between them. She does not trust me at all anymore.
Then what do we do? Just watch Karina get played? Edward is a piece of garbage. He has Karina and still wants women on the side. Eamon, I was not trying to call you out. Eamon, so how are you going to tell Corinda?
3 days from now is the old man's birthday banquet. Elder Winston and everyone in the Winston family will be there. If I expose this at the banquet, Edward will not be able to talk his way out of it, no matter how many excuses he has.
Exactly. Eamon, that is smart. Maybe once Coraline sees what Edward really is, she will come back to you. Eamon, I think you still have a shot. Corilli had a crush on you for so many years. How could she just give up overnight? Maybe she is just too stubborn to back down and only married Edward out of spite.
I know how she is, but she also knows how I am. I am not letting go that easily. I will make Coriana understand that she and I are the ones who are meant to be. At the birthday banquet in 3 days, Edward, I will ruin
you. Sir, don't forget Mr. Rowan's birthday gift. We were rushing over, so we didn't have time to wrap it. I just slipped it into a plastic bag.
It's fine. Coraline and Grandpa don't care about fancy wrapping. This is the West. Here, I'm Coraline's husband, Edward. Don't call me young Master Beau so casually. Yes, Edward, Madam said this bottle is only a small token. She's leaving the hotel now. In half an hour, she'll arrive at the Windsor estate with a $10 billion wedding gift. The Windsor family raised me, and Coraline is my one and only wife. At this family banquet, I want the entire West to know the Winslers are officially allied with North America's top financial family. With an opportunity like this, the Windsor family will hold the #1 position in the West from now on.
Enough. I'm going in. You can leave first.
Miss, you're here. These are all birthday gifts from Amon. I was going to throw them out for you, but they're for Mr. Rowan. It's fine. Leave them there. Sir, you're here. I'll put your birthday gift away for you. Whatever you give him, Grandpa will be happy. Exactly. It's the thought that counts. I heard Sir spent all his savings at the auction buying Miss the Silver Harp. So that was actually true.
Coraline, don't worry. Since I'm your fiancé, I'll give you the very best. That way, everyone will know you made the right choice.
With that heart, I already know I made the right choice.
Edward, see that? Every gift in this room is from Iman. What about you? What did you bring?
Edward, don't tell me that sad bottle of wine is your birthday gift. This is Grandpa's 80th birthday. Are you kidding?
Eamon, come on everyone, take a look. He wrapped some cheap grocery store wine in a plastic bag and called it a birthday gift. That's hilarious.
Orion, that's enough. This is the Windsor family estate.
Coraline, I know you want to defend Edward, but this is Grandpa's birthday gift. Giving him cheap wine like this is embarrassing you.
Exactly, Coraline. Honestly, you should have married Amond. Look at all the gifts he brought today. The whole living room is full. That's real sincerity.
So what if the floor is covered in gifts? I, Coraline, don't care for them. As long as it's from Edward, to me, it's the best.
Coraline, now you're just being unreasonable.
The unreasonable ones are you. A bunch of people standing in my home insulting my husband. Who gave you the nerve?
What is all this noise? Grandpa, Eamon is standing right here, and he brought you so many birthday gifts. How can you just ignore him?
I already cut him out of the Windsor family. What is he still doing here?
Grandpa, even if I'm no longer part of the Windsor family, you raised me for years. Today is your 80th birthday. I should still come and bring you a gift.
Grandpa, this wine is my gift to you. I wish you a long, blessed life.
Edward, how thoughtful. How did you know this old man loves this kind of wine? Come on, pour it. Let everyone have a taste.
Grandpa really isn't even hiding the favoritism.
Grandpa, that's not right.
Oh? What are you trying to say?
Eamon brought you all these birthday gifts, and you barely react. But Edward brings some cheap bottle you can find anywhere for 50 or 60 bucks, and you give him all the smiles? That's not fair.
Gifts, and you barely react. But Edward brings some cheap bottle you...
What's unfair about it? Edward is my grandson-in-law. What is Iman? Letting you attend this banquet is already more mercy than you deserve. Blind fools who throw away treasure and chase trash are not welcome in the Windsor family.
Grandpa, I know I made a lot of mistakes before, but today is your birthday. I'm only here to wish you well.
Eamon.
Why keep holding back? Fine, I'll say it for you. Eamon has secured investment from North America's top financial family.
Is that the Cloughy family?
Heir, Eamon is short on cash. Per your instructions, I've issued the loan and had him sign the wage agreement. 1 year from now, he must repay triple the principal and interest.
Got it.
That's right. Eamon is also planning to launch a company in the West. In the future, all Cloughy family business in the West will be managed by Eamon.
With the Cloughy family backing him, I guarantee Eamon can stand shoulder to shoulder with the Windsors within 3 years. Grandpa, maybe you should reconsider Eamon and Coraline's marriage.
I thought Eamon was about to announce something major. Turns out, he only got an investment from the Cloughy family.
Edward, you're so broke you could only bring one lousy bottle of wine. Do you even hear yourself? This is the Cloughy family. The Cloughy family from the capital.
This bottle is only the first gift I brought. There are more gifts on the way.
Stop making yourself a joke. Edward, your wine is probably fake. What other gifts could possibly show up? The Cloughy family's matriarch will personally bring them for me.
Yes.
Grandpa, what happened? Why are you so excited?
The matriarch of North America's top financial family, Jessica, is coming here in person to offer congratulations.
Grandpa, Baymo's top financial family? You mean the Cloughy family? The #1 financial family in the capital?
Yes, that's her. But how does Madame Cloughy have my number? And she said...
Grandpa, she said what?
She's coming to deliver an wedding gift.
Grandpa, did you hear that right? Why would it be a wedding gift? Isn't that the kind of gift you give when two families are joining forces? Could it be a birthday gift?
Grandpa didn't mishear. It is a wedding gift. I told them to send it.
Edward, if you're useless, don't embarrass yourself. Even if the Cloughy family is sending a gift, it's for Eamon's sake.
Are you crazy? The Cloughy family is sending a wedding gift because of you? Who do you think you are? What makes you worthy of having the Cloughy family work for you? Eamon, I bet the Cloffe family has their eye on you and wants to ally with your family. After all, you're the only one in the entire West who has a connection to them.
Grandpa, the Cloffe family is probably showing goodwill because of the partnership I recently negotiated in the capital. After all, I helped connect them to several major projects in the West. Edward, I know you want to prove yourself in front of the Windsors. But some things can't be won with a few big words.
Exactly. Edward, stop pretending. When the Cloffe family comes in, let's see how you talk your way out of this.
You...
Don't waste your breath arguing with them. Once the wedding gift arrives, everyone will know who it's for.
Edward, how could you possibly know someone from North America's top financial family? Don't force it right now.
Sir! Miss! Edward! The Cloffe family's gifts are really here!
The Cloffe family's wedding gift has arrived.
This.
Mr. Rowan, by order of the Madam and the young Master, we present the Windsor family with $2 billion in cash, 20 private islands, and 40 luxury yachts.
In addition, the Madam will gift Miss Coraline Winson 20% of the Cloffe family shares.
20% of the shares?
This... Did the Madam make a mistake? That is 20% of the Cloffe family. It's worth hundreds of billions.
Then Miss just became worth hundreds of billions overnight.
Sir, are you sure there hasn't been a mistake? Why would the Cloffe family give me such a massive gift?
It has to be a mistake. Why would the Cloffe family give the Windsors so much for no reason?
Exactly. Eamon is the only person in the West connected to the Cloffe family. They must have sent these wedding gifts because they thought Eamon and Miss Coraline were still engaged.
Right. The Cloffe family must have the wrong person.
Who said the Cloffe family's wedding gift was meant for someone else? She's my wife, and this is my wife's family. I can give them as much as I want, can't I? Impossible. Edward, what are you saying? Do you actually think you're the heir of the Cloffe family?
Why is that impossible? What if I am the Cloffe heir?
Eamon, he's obviously bluffing. He saw you connect with the Cloffe family, and now he's lying about having ties to them so he doesn't lose face in front of Grandpa.
Exactly. If Edward really had anything to do with the Cloffe family, why haven't they come to the West all these years?
Eamon, don't forget, you still have dirt on Edward.
Edward, since you claim all these gifts came from you, how much can a race car driver make? How could you afford any of this? Just these property deeds alone are worth over $100 million. Do you dare tell everyone where that money came from?
My own money, obviously.
Please, your own money? Eamon, at this point, Edward clearly plans to deny everything. You don't need to spare his pride anymore.
Take a good look. What are these photos?
What the?
Edward, you got this money by being some rich older woman's boy toy and cheating during your marriage, didn't you?
Edward, the woman in these photos, you dare say you don't know her?
Of course I know her. You know her?
Coraline, did you hear that? Edward admitted he cheated. He is not the man you can trust with your life.
Edward, tell me, did you really cheat?
Coraline, trust me, I didn't.
Okay, I trust you.
Coraline, all the evidence is right in front of you, and you still believe Edward? Coraline, did Edward put some kind of spell on you? How can you be this devoted to him?
Everyone, I only said I know the woman in the photo. I never admitted to cheating.
Edward, do you really think you can still talk your way out of this? If it wasn't cheating, why were you so intimate with her? You're all this worked up just because I looked close to her? What if I told you I not only know the woman in the photo, I'm also bringing her here today?
You...
Grandpa, I trust Edward.
Grandpa, trust me. For today's occasion, the woman in that photo has to be here.
You, Edward! Have you lost your mind? What is wrong with Coraline that you would betray her like this?
Jessica, matriarch of North America's top financial family, has arrived.
Mom. Coraline, hurry up and call her mom.
Mom?
Good, good. I finally get to see my daughter-in-law today.
Wait, Mom? You're Madame Cloffy and Edward calls you mother? Then Edward?
That's right. Edward is my son, and he is also the heir of Borthmani deep Synopsis family.
Impossible. You're not...
So you're Eamon, the blind jerk who threw away my daughter-in-law?
Impossible. No way. Aren't you the rich older woman, Keep Edward?
Dirty minds see everything dirty.
In-law, how about I decide this for you today and throw these clowns out of the Windsor family?
So the woman in the photo was you? You're Edward's mother? Then this was all a misunderstanding. We'll follow Madame Cloffy's lead.
Guards, throw these three out. Edward talks about you all the time. He wouldn't even let me come see you before. Today, I finally get to meet you. You're exactly how I imagined. Sweet and beautiful.
Madam, this is too valuable.
Still calling her madam?
Mom. Yes, so beautiful. No wonder my son has been thinking about you for over 10 years.
Edward is the heir of North America's top financial family. Am I dreaming?
We really underestimated him all these years.
Looking at it now, I really wasn't good enough for Coraline.
Eamon, what are you saying?
I said Coraline really does deserve someone better.
I never expected you to be the lost bloodline of the Cloffy family. Why didn't you tell me?
Coraline, I thought about telling you before, but there was never a right time. Back then, I thought you were going to marry Eamon, so when I found out I was the Cloffy heir, I planned to keep it to myself. After your wedding, I was going to leave for the capital.
And put down roots there, never coming back to the West, right?
How did you know that?
Because in my past life, you left for the capital quietly after my whimming and never back to the West. Edward, you're now the heir of the New York society. The gap between us is huge. There are so many good women who would suit you better. You don't have to choose me. To be honest, when I first got together with you, part of me just wanted to get away from Eamon as fast as possible. So now I'll give you a chance. You can walk away from me and choose someone else.
Caroline, besides you, I will never choose anyone else this time.
Okay.
Coraline, can you give me 5 minutes? There are some things I want to tell you face to face.
Edward, could you wait inside for me?
Okay, don't be too long.
Do you remember this? When we were 10, we buried this time capsule together. I read the letter you wrote me. I'm sorry. In the end, I couldn't keep the promise I made when we were kids.
20-year-old Coriel, when you read this letter, we must both be grown up. If by then you haven't become my bride, you still have to remember to be happy.
The day you pushed me away at the hospital, I understood. We had already reached the end. It was only my obsession that kept me from letting you go. When I learned Edward's true identity, I actually felt, Coraline, maybe from the very beginning, I was never good enough for you. I wish you happiness. I really do.
Eamon, love has never been about who is good enough for whom. It's like the sycamore tree we planted together as kids. It doesn't change how it grows just because it's planted in a garden or out in the wild. It's just, some bonds are like seasons. When it's time for the leaves to fall, you can't force them to stay. But thank you for your blessing. This time, I hope you find happiness too.
So, she was reborn too. No wonder she didn't choose me this time and chose Edward instead. She had already been hurt too badly and decided to let go. I was the only one still thinking we had a chance.
How does Edward, a grown man, have this much stuff? I've been organizing the wedding house for a month and it's still not done. An auction certificate? Mr. Cloffy.
$100 million.
Sold! Congratulations, Mr. Cloffy.
Hello, could you give me the contact information for the gentleman who just bought that silver harp?
Oh, you mean Mr. Cloffy? He's a silver harp collector. He said it's priceless and not for sale.
So in my past life, Edward was the one who bought that silver harpy for me. He always knew how precious it was to me.
Hello?
Is this Mr. Cloffy? This is Coraline.
Please don't misunderstand. I just heard dissang Cloffy as I ceased and well knew gin harpa collector, and I happened to get your Celian Siptions. The days tomorrow is my wedding. I'd want to invite Cloffy to attend.
Okay.
Then tomorrow at 3 in the afternoon, South Street. I'd like to hand the invitation to Mr. Cloffy myself.
Sure.
Edward said 3 o'clock, and now it's already 3:17.
Turn around. What did I lie to you about?
Someone has been quietly looking out for me and protecting me since we were kids. He knows everything I like, everything I hate. And he still acts tough and refuses to admit he likes me?
Hey, you're bullying me again. Edward, is this how you show someone you like them?
Ever since we were kids, you only had eyes for Amon. If I didn't do that, how would I ever get your attention?
Yes, I've liked you since we were very young. So, Coraline, even though we're getting married tomorrow, I still want to ask you one more time. Will you marry me and let me be the person you can rely on for the rest of your life?